Hi, welcome back to my channel, Slim Inspirations for You. Today I want to talk about meals on Slimming World. So if you're new to Slimming World, it can be quite daunting. If you're not new and you've been doing it for a while like I have, sometimes it can get quite boring with your food because you're used to certain meals at certain times of the day and you know they're free. So, you know, for you, perfect. And you sort of get into a habit of eating the same things. And I don't know about you, but I get bored after a while. I've been doing Slimming World now for just over 2 years. And, you know, we got into a rut at one point where we were literally having the same sort of food every day. Even now, actually, this week with my husband, he's not on Slimming World, so don't get me wrong. He has the same lunch every day and I make it for him, and I'm bored making it, never alone him eating it, but he never ever varies from it. So on Friday I decided that I was going to make his lunch and do something completely different. It was still what he wanted because he won't eat carbs or sugar Monday to Friday, so I still kept that in mind. But you know what, I didn't give him a choice. I actually made something different for him. And then I messaged him and said, how was your lunch day? And he said, oh my God, it was really nice. And I just thought, you know what? I maybe need to do more of that with him. I'm quite good at myself because I will try and vary my own lunches now because I don't want to get bored. But I suddenly thought, well, maybe you out there are feeling the same. So this video today is to give you some inspiration about what you can eat on Slimming World. And I hear all the time that Slimming World is expensive. You know, to have all the meals and to be on plan is very, very expensive. And it so isn't. You do not need to spend a lot of money to eat healthily on Slimming World. And I can't say that enough. Even if you don't go to Lidl or Aldi, and I'll be honest, I don't that often now because it's so far away for me to drive. Anything that I may save in my weekly shop, I'm spending probably on petrol. So my shopping is mostly these days Tesco's with a little bit of Sainsbury's, which is my local shop. So all my food that I eat is not expensive. It's healthy, it's nutritional, but it's not expensive. Now the one thing I do is I do go to the butcher's once a month. Now when I say butchers, people can go, oh my God, that's so expensive, you can't afford the butchers. You can. What you need to do is find a really good butchers. Now we've got an amazing butchers at Stratford Garden Centre. And you buy your meat in bulk and it's so reasonable. But the one thing about his meat is that when you cook it, it's quality. It is absolutely quality. The one thing I've found with supermarket meats is it might be slightly cheaper, but it shrinks. There's a lot of water in it. So for me, it's not pure meat. So you need to explore and try and find yourself a really good butcher's. What I will tend to do, and I have got a recent video which I've done, which I haven't actually published, which I will publish actually after this, on a meat haul that I did recently. And I just want to show you, I mean, I spent £115 on that shopping, which sounds a lot of money. I'm now into month 2 and I've hardly touched that meat and I haven't bought any more since. So what I'm going to say is, if you go to a really good butcher's and you can buy trays of meat in bulk and then get home and put them into sort of mini freezer bags and put them in your freezer into portions, you will save a lot of money. Okay, so Slimming World isn't expensive. Your vegetables, most supermarkets will have offers on every week on vegetables, and you can be creative. All you need is a sort of basic sort of recipe or an idea, and it's fine. You just need to think about it and plan. I do my shopping online because I literally don't have much time. You know, we work full time, we have a 3-hour commute, so by the time we get home in the evening and I've walked the dogs and I've cooked dinner, I have probably an hour to myself. So I don't want to then have to go to a supermarket. I don't want to go to the supermarket at the weekend because I need to clean the house, I need to do the washing. To have to then spend probably 2-3 hours driving to and shopping and getting all the bits of food and things. I haven't got time, so I do online. I pay, I think it's about £5.99, £6 a month with Tesco's to get it delivered, and that's as many deliveries as I want, as long as it's over £40. And £40 is a brilliant amount, because what you can do is you can either do a week shopping on £40 or you can do 2 week shopping. Most weeks I will do probably one big monthly shop, which is all your sort of tins and things like that, and then I might do a £40 shop for a week, and then I might do two £40 shops in 1 week. It depends on what I'm doing and what I need, but because I've done my monthly meat shop, it is purely my vegetables, my fruit, salad, that sort of thing. I do buy fish as well, but that's usually from the supermarket, because I haven't actually found a really good fishmongers, and I probably only have fish once a week. So it's not expensive to be on Slimming World. You just need to think about what you want to eat and when you're going to eat it. So here's some ideas that might help you. Now, bearing in mind that I work full-time, okay, so 4 to 5 days a week I have to go into the office. Now, because we get up so early, we get up just after 5 and we're left the house by 7, it's too early for breakfast. So for me, breakfast has to be either on the go if I'm travelling, or something I can take to work and eat quite quickly. We do have a microwave, which is brilliant. So some of my breakfast will be things that I can heat up, some will be things that will be cold. Some of them will be things that I will have in a box at the side of me in the car while I'm driving or on a train, but they're quite easy. So here is for you some ideas for your breakfast. Okay, so hopefully you got some inspiration there for breakfast. Now, lunch can be another challenge. Again, I work full time, so sometimes I'm in the office, sometimes I'm travelling. Now, some of my breakfast options, actually I can switch and I can have those for lunch. It depends what I'm doing. But if I'm in the office, again, sometimes you want hot, sometimes you want cold. Sometimes you want carbs, sometimes you want a salad. I must admit, I can get quite bored with salad, so you have to mix it up. And I do apologise for that, my phone's just gone off. But you want to try and keep your speed food in there, so things that you burn off quickly, so your vegetables and your tomatoes, your fruit, things like that. So if I have leftovers from the night before, usually that is really packed with speed anyway. If I'm cooking something from scratch, I will try and put speed into it. So I don't tend to have a lot of food that's speed on the side, because I try and cram it into the meal, if that makes sense. So here again is some lunch ideas for you. Okay, did that inspire you? you don't have to eat unhealthily because you're not at home. That's the one thing hopefully my lunches and my breakfast will show you, that actually you can still be on target and eat well. What I will do in between all those is eat a lot of fruit. That's all free for you, so bananas, apples and satsumas I love. Grapes is also a good thing. If you've got a sweet tooth, you can just pick at those during the day, or even chopped carrots. Carrots are quite sweet, so they're a really good go-to nibble. And again, you can put those in little pots and take them to work with you, or you can stick them in the car and you can nibble away and things like that. So absolutely perfect. In the evenings, I'm usually in a rush because my train's late, the dogs need walking, I've got a million things I need to do for the next day. So I really try and cook something that's healthy but doesn't take a lot of time. So my best friend for me is my slow cooker. And I probably use my slow cooker about 5 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week. And that allows me then to come in from work and literally eat straight away when we've done all our jobs. Now, don't get me wrong, you do need to prep your food the day before. So sometimes you might think, well, you know, you're saving there, but you're going to think there. It's okay. So like on Wednesday, I go to Slim World. So literally my husband drops me off at Slim World almost as the weigh-in closes. And I stay to group because that's really important. He then picks me up and then we go and take dogs for walks. We get home about 7:45. I'm in bed by 9. The last thing I'm going to do on a Wednesday night is actually cook a meal. So what I do on a Tuesday night is I actually prep the meal. And sometimes I will cook the meal for that night and the next day's slow cooker preparation in one day, and that really saves time. What I also will say is, well, if I can, I will also try and cook my lunches or prepare my lunches for the week or 3 days, and my breakfast. Overnight oats, you can make 3, 4, 5 portions of that and it will stay in the fridge for a week. So I will sometimes try and prepare quite a few days in advance. If you're doing a casserole, you can put all your ingredients raw into a pot in the fridge with the marinades and just leave it there, so that the day you want it, you just pour it into the slow cooker and it's cooked. So my slow cooker is my best friend. It goes on when we take the dogs for a walk and I walk in the door and it's perfect. Some days we cook from scratch. It's absolutely fine. It all depends on what you can do, but I just want to give you some ideas of things that you can cook. So here they are. What do you think? None of them are amazing, none of them are cordon bleu. They are everyday healthy meals that you can cook very easily at home. I have been with Slim World for 2 years, just over, as I said, and yeah, I hit target, I think it was November 2017, and yes, I put a bit on afterwards, but it wasn't down to my food intake. My meals are absolutely spot on. I've just allowed the sins to overtake. So what I will say to you is all the meals I put on, I will always be either sin free or probably no more than 1 sin, because actually I don't waste sins on my meals. Now you might want to put sauces in there and things and butter or whatever to add the sins. That's absolutely fine, you can do that. I just choose that my sins will be my sort of naughtiness at the end of the evening, or my glass of wine. The one thing you'll always see on my videos, actually, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, is this. I am terrible for Diet Coke. In actual fact, I had a bottle earlier as well, which is still there, which is really bad because I haven't been downstairs. Diet Coke for me is free, so I can drink this, and I do, because if I'm really in need of something sugary, I'll go for this. I'd rather do this than a chocolate bar, if I'm honest. I know it's not good for your teeth, and I do try and sort of have water and squash, but it doesn't hit the spot for me. So this is my go-to. So Coca-Cola, you saved my life. It also makes a great Coca-Cola chicken. Check out my website for that one. So hopefully today has given you some inspiration about what to cook. As I said, Slimming isn't expensive. You can vary it. If you see a recipe you like, just think about whether you can tweak it to make it Slimming friendly. If you're unsure, then send me a message and I'll have a go at it for you. Because what I do enjoy doing is just taking a load of ingredients and then creating something. And cooking for me, I absolutely adore. You know, it's no hardship for me to be in the kitchen. What I lack now is time. So everything I try and do is actually sort of quick and easy and healthy. So if you enjoyed that, please subscribe to my channel, Slimming Inspirations for you, and keep tuned. Click notifications so when I put things on, you'll get some updates. So have a good evening and we'll see you soon, and try some of my creations, check my website for some of the recipes and have fun.